Good evening. I'm Vice Forecaster USA, Vice Forecaster JD Rapp with you in the Breaking Weather Center. We just have a tornado warning for Pulaski County, Kentucky right now. So let's go right to Storm Commander, and we'll sort this one out just in a second.
Okay, so Parnell.
Hold on just a second. I'm trying to pull this up. We have a tornado warning. We have a tornado warning for parts of Kentucky right now. This goes in effect. And for Pulaski County, this runs in effect to for about another 9 minutes. North central Wayne County and central Kentucky, north central Pulaski County and south central Kentucky to 11:30 Eastern Time. At 11:05 Eastern Time, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Campbell, or 9 miles west of McCampbell. Moving northeast at 65 miles an hour, folks. This is booking at 65 miles an hour. So this is a situation with this storm. And so hold on just a second. I'm going to try to invite a couple people on my team here a minute. I'm going to try to get the storm specialists in on right now because we have a tornado warning in place. So this is a tornado warning in place to 11:30. So you probably want to get centered, get covered, move to a basement, small to your room, away from windows. Right now, this is a tornado warning, and I'm going to send it to the. So right now, I'm going to change this here. Go to the. So if you're in the tornado warning, this is in effect for parts of locations include Prinell around 11:10, Middle Springs around 11:20, Freezer around 11:25, and Somerset around 11:30. So this is the time you want to get centered and get covered. This is a radar indicated tornado. We don't have a confirmed report of a tornado on the ground right now, but this is dark. You're not going to see it coming. It's the best thing to do is get centered, get low, go to a safe room, basement, and make sure you got helmets on there. But for this situation, so we have a tornado warning in place. So let's see. I might go back here and switch this. So I mean, I really not want to get any good velocity with that. So what I'll do is go to this real quick. Which this one so we just lost some of the instability. So that's one thing. All right, we got a couple tornado warnings. We're gonna have to cover this too, just in a second. But I'm gonna report this to one tornado warning. It's right quick. So this tornado warning goes into effect. It's in effect for part of Pulaski County, Kentucky. So this probably came in as a radar indicated tornado, folks. So this means we don't have a confirmed report of a tornado on the ground enough. If you live in Nancy, Kentucky, you're under a tornado warning right now. In the path of the storm, you want to get centered, you want to get covered, put many walls between you as possible. This is booking at 65 miles an hour, folks. So you're not going to have time to wait on this. So, I mean, kind of scary because I got somebody live in Nancy, Kentucky, and trying to just follow up with this warning, but we'll check in with the potentially the debris. This is the tool we use here. Let's see if we have any debris. So we have a tornado warning that goes in effect into around 11:30 for part of Pulaski County. So if you live in Nancy, Kentucky, you need to be seeking shelter now. Get low, get centered, and get covered. This is a tornado warning. And No confirmed report of one on the ground right now. So I'm going to switch into my tools here, and you could just see. If you live in Nancy, you need to be shaking shelter. Somerset, you need to be shaking shelter now. You're under a tornado warning, or anywhere in this polygon. You got to get centered. You got to get slow. These storms are booking at 65 miles an hour. Think of that. Just think about that of the car going through on the road. That is how fast these storms are moving. So you gotta book the storm really good, closely. And this is because you got these kicks in the line. Anytime you get these storms like this, you can get some spinning going, and that's why we're continuing to watch this. Um, right now, nothing's on the ground. I haven't seen. We'll check for no hail is likely, but I just know if Nancy, Kentucky, you're in it, you definitely need to be shaking shelter. Um, so right now, we do have a tornado warning down in parts of Alabama, Randolph County, Alabama. So let's see what we got here. All right, it's another damaging tornado. I mean, it runs through midnight, so we want to have to take care of that just in a little bit. But like I say, if you live in Nancy, Kentucky, so folks, these storms have been producing a bunch of wind damage this season. We have a non-thunderstorm wind gusts in Evansville, Lynxfield area. We already had large trees on a house on Highway 37 west of Lynxfield. So we're starting to get more power lines and more power trouble. All right, we just have another tornado warning now that covers parts of north central Wayne County and south central Kentucky, Pulaski County, and central Kentucky. This runs in effect into midnight. At 11:25, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was near Northern, or 10 miles north of McClellan, moving at northeast at 55 miles an hour. So, folks, this is booking at 55. Hazardous tornado. So if you live in Nancy, you need to be there by 11:30. This is a tornado warning. Plastic Park around 11:35. Somerset around 11:40. 11:40. The Burr around 11:45, and Shoppingville around 11:50. So this is a tornado warning. So this storm could be rain wrap at times. So this tornado warning goes in effect into around 11 to midnight. So this is what I want you to do: get centered, get covered, put a football helmet, a baseball helmet. Even this not drop a tornado, folks. This could drop a tornado that could be on the ground. That you couldn't even know it. You could drop some wind damage less than a tornado. So we definitely got to take these storms very seriously. So right now, you're joining me at almost 11:30 tonight. The reason why we're on because we have a tornado warning that includes parts of Nancy, Kentucky here. You're under a tornado warning that includes parts of Plastic. And that'll be if you live in parts of I'll switch back here. If you live in Mount Vernon area, that'll miss you. If you live in London, Kentucky, you're going to get hit by this. Bonneville, you're going to get hit by it. This is a tornado warning. We got to take this very seriously. I mean, all right, while we're on, I'm going to report this one cell down here. We have a damaging tornado warning once again down here in Hartland County in Georgia. At 11:12, a tornado-producing storm is located 9 miles away from Lake Window, moving at 40 miles an hour. Hazardous tornado. Damaging tornado and golf ball size hail. So this storm is really booking at, at 40 miles an hour. And we'll pull up velocity down here in Georgia and look at this. Gosh. We're starting to get this potentially storm right down here in parts of the Georgia area. That storm could produce a possible damaging tornado down here. It's down in Georgia. So that's something we got to have to watch and checking for hail the size of a golf ball. Very little in the count, but still up there. So if you're living in Nancy, Kentucky right now, If you're just joining me from Facebook Live or wherever you're watching me from, if you live in Nancy, Kentucky, you're under a tornado warning up here, and that includes Somerset area, Sunset area. This is the tornado warning runs in effect. This runs in effect at 12 a.m. So, folks, you got to take cover. You got to get centered. You got to get somewhere now. This is booking at 20. Let's check the speed of this again at 55 miles an hour. So that is booking pretty fast. So you're not going to have time to wait on this. So if you live in let's see, towns of this. Let's see, we already Justice-town here, Jamestown. You're out of the warning. Nancy, Kentucky, you're in it. So this is the time you want to be in your tornado safe spot right now, is to get centered and get covered. So I know a lot of people are probably asleep. This is why I don't like doing severe weather at night, because you can't see nothing. So no confirmed report of anything on the ground right now. New tornado wind for parts of Franklin County, Alabama, and this parts of this includes parts of Alabama. So this is the one that's all right. We're going to have to switch gears, and I'm going to have to do things back and forth every 5 seconds because we got a new tornado warning we're going to have to discuss here. All right, folks. So I'm going to have to see if some of my storm chasers can jump on with me. My groups can come on with me now because we got this large tornado. Wonder if I can get a hold of so that continues. So let me check my phone. Just a second here, folks. I'm doing something here a minute. So yeah, we're getting this tornado warning. All right, we just got something come into the weather service right now. We'll see what this is. We had a train spotter reported a funnel cloud in Wayne County, Kentucky. So, folks, we're starting to get funnel clouds with this whole system, so we definitely got to take this storm seriously. Get this thing zoomed in right. I'm gonna shut the audio off, folks, for a second. All right, folks, we still got this tornado warning for parts of Wayne County and parts of Pulaski County. See, this a train weather spotter reported a funnel cloud. So, folks, this is probably producing a tornado, a funnel cloud. So, you definitely got to seek shelter and just trying to look across this area. Definitely, there's some potentially of some rotation there, but there is something else we gotta have to cover now. So, if you live in the one from Alabama, this includes parts of at 10:31. A confirmed and largely and extremely dangerous tornado was located near Crystal Lake or near Rockets and Moonies at 45 miles an hour. Folks, this is the typically dangerous situation warning. This is down here in Alabama. So this is the time if you live in any, like Big Springs, Mines area, you need to be seeking some shelter now. This is a tornado warning, and the storm has a pretty decent side rotation, so you definitely want to get centered and get covered if you live in Randolph County down there in Kentucky. I mean, Randolph County down there in Alabama, and there has been some very strong tornadoes down here today a lot, and we definitely got to take these warnings very seriously. So if you're just joining me now at almost 10:36, we're tracking severe weather, and we're continuing to track this tornado warning. And these storms are very big today. I mean, this is just a radar indicated tornado, and there was just a funnel cloud just with the storm, and we got to really take it very seriously. About 5 deaths in the 15 missing in an emergency in Alabama. So yeah, this just tells you how bad the situation is. So right now we're going to continue to stay with this one in Nancy, Kentucky. We'll switch back, see what we got in place. Let's see, the storm continuing. It's just like a little rainy day, but I'm trying to get this thing with the radar will pop in. All right, south of the area, that will be more of if you live in Somerset, you have a tornado warning that goes into effect through 12 a.m. and Eastern time. Just doesn't show up really good, but I can switch back to different sites here, and you can just see the storm it's all green, so we could just be getting some strong straight line winds just like we had before. So you got to take the storm seriously. It's booking at now 55 miles an hour. So the Weather Service in Jackson has put this one out into around midnight. So we got to have to watch these storms really closely. So right now, join us at almost 10:36. We still have a tornado warning, and the one down in Alabama into midnight. That's down there in Georgia. That just was has a pretty decent hook by Franklin area. But this one down here is what's concerning me. This is alright, the tornado warning over here has finally got lifted, but I won't roll out anything. Something else spinning up down here, so we'll have to see. Something else trying to recycle back. But the one in Franklin, you live in Franklin County down here in Georgia, you definitely need to be shaking shelter. This storm has a pretty decent couplet there, and that is a very strong straight line winds. All right, the tornado warning has got canceled for Kentucky. Doesn't mean we can have something else spin up. I hope everybody's doing okay down there. So we look at these other lines of storms because we can get more lines like this to spin up a brief tornado. So we will continue to keep you updated. We have that one tornado warning that go down here in parts of Georgia area. This goes in effect into midnight. All right, this storm's really tightened up again. So you live in parts of Franklin or anywhere in this polygon in Georgia, you need to be shaking some shelter immediately. The storm would have the potentially could produce very strong signs of debris at times, and just making sure this doesn't cause a huge threat with that. Flooding's going to be an issue. That's going to be a problem. So I got 1,000 people under flash flood warnings. So that storm has a little bit of another marker, and what that does is it shows indications of stronger storms down here, and that's what that has some weak shear there. So if you live in parts of Franklin area down here and parts of this tornado warning in the midnight, you definitely need to be shaking shelter. So radar indicated tornado, and that needs to be watched. So we'll be here. Any more advisories that come across the screen from from Kentucky will break in to let you know. Kentucky, I'm going to read the things off to you one more time before we send things back. If you're in Shelbyville, you're out of it. If you're in Crossville, out of here, and parts of this area, and Spencer, you're still out of it. But just we'll see what else passes. We do have a new severe thunderstorm warning right over here for parts of Indiana. This goes in effect through midnight for Jefferson County, Indiana. At 11:38, a severe thunderstorm was located 7 miles northeast of Madison, moving northeast at 65 miles an hour. So, folks, that's booking pretty quick. So you got to take hazard 70 miles of wind gusts and quarter-size hail. Yep, and we could see another spin-up tornado along this area out here in India. Could be going live again. So the best thing to do is take shelter, just get away from the windows out of this one storm, because it could have some weak shear right here, and that's what we're continuing to watch. So we will be here keeping you updated for the night, and I'll break in as we need to.